We have spent over the last 3 years over $1 billion of California taxpayer money fighting fires. That doesn't include any of the billion plus the Forest Service spent last year in California fighting fires, and it doesn't include any of the human loss nor any of the building and structure loss, which would be into the billions of dollars. We have to get smart. The state has a very good emergency service and state program that is doing its best. I'm not sure being reactive anymore is the solution. I think for the first time that we need to consider becoming proactive. We know we have a fire season. And incidentally, with climate change over the last 3-4 years, we used to have a fire season that officially kicked off in April, sometimes in May, it varies. And by November, December, the fire season for the year would be over. We are now into a 12-month-a-year fire season. Fire is very real. Fire is very predictable. We know what the outcome is. We just have to try and take this bull by the horns and protect our community. Well, we certainly have to be very careful in a number of ways. We can't afford to have a campfire and walk away from it. When you're having a campfire, when you're allowed to have a campfire, in many cases there are bans on all open fires, but when there are not bans and you have a campfire, you must put that campfire completely to bed. There can be no smoldering, no heat. We cannot drop any cigarette butts or cigar stubs out our window or leave it anywhere if you're in a little park. We have to be very careful with that. We also have to make sure that our cars are maintained and our exhaust and muffler systems aren't dragging along the road. They can shoot a spark, and roadside that an ignition can happen and a fire can take off very quickly. I suggest not cutting your lawn between 10:30 a.m. and 4 p.m., the higher hours of sun, mostly because if you hit a rock, there's a chance that the rock can spark, and that too can be a source of ignition. You need to be very aware of where you're keeping your gasoline cans and your lawnmowers. Please keep them as far away from the house as you possibly can. We have to be aware that change is upon us, and we have to be aware that there are certain things that we all can do and that we need to do. There's some good leadership that's coming politically from our state. Our Governor Schwarzenegger has passed a very progressive law, AB 32. By 2020, our state will have pulsed down 20% of our CO2 emissions below the 1990 levels. Looks like we're going to get some leadership from DC on these matters. And we're going to see more fires. We're going to see more fires across the West. And we need to be fire smart at our homes. And we need to understand that things are changing and will continue to change in the forests.